move, man.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, could be Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh.
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! By Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello, win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now. McGrath for the win. He got it. If you don't like college football and you watch this one, I'm not sure what your problem is.
Reddit did to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Sunday, August 25th, not the 24th. Whoops. Losing my days, but it doesn't matter because, listen here, week 0 is done. Awesome week 0. I don't want to hate on week 0. I appreciate you, week 0, but it is officially week 1 of college football. Tennessee kicks off next Saturday. Thursday, you get even more games. Friday, you get some college football games. After Saturday, oh, man. Let me tell you, buddy. Let me tell you.
It's full speed ahead. You sent us a text and said 110 miles an hour the rest of the way. I think you said until January.
Yep, that's right.
With the college football playoff, I'm not sure on the dates of those. I mean, are we just going to keep going on and on until baseball starts? Like, there's like just no –
There's not
there's
even
no
a
off
real,
season.
There's not even a basketball itself. It's
yeah.
Probably so. Probably so is the answer to that.
Cool with that.
I would like to reiterate, and I know we're going to talk some Tennessee here, but week 0 rocked. I mean, I'm not trying to pretend Georgia Tech and Florida State was great football. DJ Uiagalelei assured us it would not be great football, in fact, but it was fun.
He keeps fooling teams, doesn't he?
And then you have the Montana State Bobcats go to New Mexico, put the L in Lobos. SMU, I don't know what happened for the first 58 minutes of the game, but they figure it out. Mm-hmm. And then if you stayed up to watch Delaware State score 14 on Hawaii, credit to you because it wasn't even on TV. You had to download some streaming app.
Oh, did you?
Couldn't
really?
be me. I didn't do. I literally watched. I don't even remember the name of the app. I watched them kick off and then went to bed. I finished the West and Bearden
Was it
game.
Flow baseball?
Pretty much worse, honestly. But yeah, I watched the West Bearden three overtime game as I headed to bed. Caught the very tail end of that one. Is it three or 4 overtimes? I can't remember now. It was a late one. I know that.
Yeah, it's just overtime. After the first one, it's still just overtime. No one knows like how long.
I don't know the high school rules. I'm pretty sure they kicked an extra point in the 3rd overtime.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
They count as 3? They just kick a field goal?
No, it was an extra point. It was a touchdown and then extra point. I'm almost certain.
Well, maybe the officials don't know the rules either.
I thought in high school it was double overtime went to 2-point conversions.
That's what I thought.
Or not the college rule where it's just 2-point conversions, but I thought you had to go for 2 after.
Yeah.
I'm going to look that up now because I thought about it last night, but then didn't think about it again.
I just love that we're already like, it was the first game and we already have like college football playoff brackets already busted with Florida State. That rocks.
Well, I mean, it's not FSU's fault. They have a quarterback who's a Beaver for life. So how's he supposed to be a Seminole when he's a Beaver? You can't be both. You got to pick one.
Yeah, he had a lot of I mean, just a full-on meltdown by Florida State fans, which I absolutely love because it's only been a couple months since we saw the last one. And that was fun. So I enjoy the Florida State meltdowns. I enjoy them just being – I mean, they're the Notre Dame of the ACC, I think. I think they're just
Notre Dame's not even the Notre Dame of the ACC.
Well, I guess like Florida State's schedule actually counts
towards the ACC. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
They give money to the ACC, which Notre Dame does. I don't know.
Is Danny Cannell a real person? Did you see his tweet about the final play, not the kick, but the final play before the kick?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know
Can't
what
be
he's
serious.
Well, all of his takes. I mean, he wants to be Skip Bayless so bad, it's not even funny.
He's going to be throwing away a Florida State jersey here in a little while.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll probably be a Chris Winkie one. I don't know. I don't know what he'd rock.
Or probably just DJ.
It's a Deion Sanders. He goes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, he already did that once they didn't hire him, or once Deion kind of threw shade at Florida State for not hiring him, then he threw it away. But dude, I was going to bet on some games, and I did bet. I went 0 for 2. Shocker.
You bet against Montana State?
Here's what I wanted to do with the Montana State. It was an FCS team moving up on the road, a 14-point favorite. I'm like, I got to go with the Lobos. And I mean, Lobos.
You got to go with the Bobcats, brother.
The Lobos just absolutely choked it. 21 in the fourth quarter. Are you kidding me?
You're not wrong. They did choke it, but Montana State is you just got to know about the Bobcats. I don't know what to tell you.
And I just put a little bit of money on Florida State because I'm an idiot too, but I just thought like they would be better than Georgia Tech. And then I looked at their roster and I'm like, dude, I don't know any of these receivers. I don't know these running backs.
So also you mentioned Montana State is still did you mean just an FCS program playing an FBS program?
They're not an FBS. Didn't they move up?
No, they're FCS.
Okay, I thought they moved up this year.
I was making sure that was correct. I just read an article that said they were an FCS program once again. I didn't think they moved up. I think they're still in the Big Sky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, how were they? I mean, New Mexico, that's bad. I think you should get moved down.
Relegation. You're talking relegation, brother.
Yes, that should happen. Absolutely. Yeah, I guess they are in the Big Sky. I was just under the assumption that they weren't anymore.
No.
Okay.
They got some dogs. They've got that running back. That kid can play.
Yeah.
I don't know what year he is, but he might be on a roster worth noting next year.
Yeah, what's he doing next year?
How does he feel about name, image, and likeness?
Yeah.
Can I interest him in some?
How do you give up 2 defensive touchdowns and lose a football game? Or how do you get 2 defensive touchdowns and lose a football game is what I meant.
That New Mexico offense was bad. Well, and it starts off with their quarterback was wearing a hand warmer in August in New Mexico.
Yeah.
That's where it starts. The
that.
moment I saw that, I said it's over.
Mm-hmm. And then I was like, what does a New Mexico fan look like? And the first guy they saw was this big fat guy wearing a poncho and a sombrero. I was like, okay, that's him.
Hey, that place was rocking.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Week 0, baby.
Lobos down bad. Florida State down bad. And then wasn't Hawaii like a 49-point favorite?
I think at one point before the game last night, I saw it was at like 34.5, which is still crazy.
Yeah.
And they did not cover.
Correct.
I don't know what that game looked like. Delaware State was bad last year. And then all that stuff happened with their travel. I cannot imagine that was a good football team out there. So Hawaii is Hawaii.
Yeah, Florida State they're that number 10 beside their name, fraud, absolute fraud. And they could turn it around, but I don't care. You lose at Georgia Tech in Ireland, fraud.
How'd you get there? That was a
How'd I
jump,
get-
man. You just jumped on me.
I was just looking at this. I was just looking at the box score of, and it's not. Everybody's like Haynes
Hey,
King is going to be so
Haynes
much
King,
better.
he looked good yesterday.
He threw for 146 yards.
They didn't. How many times did he throw?
16.
Yeah, they didn't throw the ball a lot at all. I loved what dude said at the end of the game. He's like, run the ball. Run the ball.
I mean, I guess that's all they had to do. But I mean, everybody's saying like Haynes King is.
He didn't look
that
like a
guy.
Heisman candidate.
Yeah.
He looked good though. Like he looked fine. He didn't look like a stud, but
Right.
I mean, he looked a lot better than the guy playing opposite of him. That's for sure. He made some tough throws too, especially down the stretch.
It's incredible that neither of those quarterbacks had a touchdown in the game.
That is incredible.
Rushing or
I mean, I watched the first half. I'm not exactly sure how Florida State averaged negative half a yard a reception. That's a stat that I would not have guessed was real.
A lot
Watching
of
the game.
screens. Got to be a lot of screens.
That's all it could have been. I was baffled to see that.
Yeah.
I kind of still don't believe it. I mean, to be fair, the entire ESPN crew was wasted yesterday. I mean, they were just all drinking Guinness. It could have been a misrepresentation of stats. They may have been typing in some incorrect information. He looked bad. A negative half a yard is that's tough football, man. That's tough.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I guess he just went to the Pac-12 where they won enough games where they're like, oh, DJ's pretty good now. And he comes back to Florida State and is just the same quarterback that we saw when he was at Clemson.
Right. If you want to talk about a real choke job, SMU was if Florida State had won the game yesterday, they would have been the worst team to win a game. SMU is by far the worst team to win a game yesterday. They look terrible for truly 58 minutes, and Nevada just gave it to them.
Yeah.
That was a spectacular display of football.
That's what week 0 is for, ugly football.
ACC teams not looking great, looking great out of the jump here.
No. A little ACC team of interest plays on Thursday, NC State, Western Carolina. Go Catamounts.
Yeah, big Catamount guy here.
Yeah.
I was about to, all I could think about watching Nevada last night is, man, they probably still wish they had Malik Henry.
Yeah.
Was he there for a full year?
He's probably still there.
No shot. I mean, they might bring him randomly back in the middle of the season.
No, he's not like on the football team. He's just probably like on campus.
Hanging out in Reno.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, I could see him like on a XFL team or whatever.
I think he was playing indoor football for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Why
Arena
not?
League football. I don't know why I said indoor football. Arena League.
Yeah, he's probably his bio probably says making a comeback to the league.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah.
No,
It's game
interesting. We've never had that debate. Could NFL players play Arena League football? Because it also is a different style of football.
Okay. Yeah, I think the NFL players would absolutely destroy anybody in Arena League.
I mean, they wouldn't physically destroy them, but I think the same for flag football.
You don't think they would physically destroy a arena football team?
No, I do. I'm saying I think the same thing, just not physically. Because it's flag football.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yes. I mean, yeah, like arena football would be a massacre.
Yes. Yeah. And speaking of that and just hard hitting, and I don't know if it was hard hit. It wasn't hard hitting, but did you catch any of that Baylor? Baylor School of Chattanooga versus
the
Georgia team.
Georgia.
I cannot remember the name off the top of my head now.
Something Gap.
Yeah, something Gap. Did you catch any of that?
I watched a couple highlights. Not really though. No.
They had two linebackers that were wearing large shoulder pads. They had the tape up to the elbows. Man,
Hell yeah!
I don't know how hard they could hit, but they were some mean looking SOBs.
Like the dude from Georgia Tech yesterday.
Yeah. Yep.
That
Exactly.
dude, I mean, straight out of the '90s. Loved it.
I was like, oh, two white linebackers that are wearing way too much pads. Get this guy a freaking
A
neck
what?
pad, neck roll,
Okay, yeah.
Cowboy
collar.
cowboy collar. Get this guy a cowboy collar, and I'm 100% in. I'm already 99% in.
Yeah, I want to know like what's underneath your shoulder pads to make them that big. They don't make them that big anymore.
They do on NCAA. I made my linebacker that guy. Essentially, what you saw on the high school field today, I made that guy.
Gotcha. I did see Joakim Dotson, Tennessee commit, scored a touchdown on that game, a long touchdown. Pretty quick.
There's a lot of speed on that field. Baylor, I had to leave the house about midway through the second quarter. Didn't get back until I saw the last two drives of the game. Baylor came out, looked really good. Their two running backs looked really good in the first drive, but got some plays called back for holding, had to punt. And then after that, kind of stalled out. They got a junior quarterback who's new, like it's first start. He wasn't quite settled into the game. So it wasn't a great showing.
Yeah.
But a lot of speed and athleticism on that field for sure.
Yep. A lot of good talent. Yeah, it is officially game week.
Sure.
Week.
I don't know when it starts, but yeah. I don't know when it officially starts.
I think officially it's Monday, but people keep saying it's game week. So I guess we're just going to roll with it because this will be on the podcast on Monday morning. So I guess we can go with it. It is officially game week. I still don't know like what to. I think the main thing right now is like Tennessee's relatively healthy.
Sure.
Hopefully they're able to stay that way after the first game, and let's get to NC State. I mean, I know we're going to do our predictions and everything for the game on Thursday, but just kind of looking at the game, it's a 12:45. I gotta think, is there going to be some ugliness? I hope there's not. I hope it's kind of easy, get in, get out, but I know nothing's ever super easy. Are we just going to get in a little sloppy game? Probably Chattanooga is going to be the same way as well, but you think those first couple of drives just trying to get the nerves out a little bit?
I think with your opponent, I don't think it'll be
as bad,
as sloppy as it has been previously. Unless, and I don't know what they would look like compared to Austin Peay exactly last year. But unless they kind of go the Austin Peay route and they really try to muddy up the game on special teams, especially that made some drives starting difficult areas or the penalties and maybe an ejection. No, there were no ejections on that play. That several punches were thrown from both teams somehow. Mm-hmm. So I think unless they try to muddy it up that way, I don't see it being ugly necessarily. Now maybe some drives don't end how they should, but I don't see this. I think it's very much going to be business as usual for Tennessee against an opponent like this.
Yeah, I think you do a lot of your normal stuff. Inside run, favorite play on the college football game. And a lot of those screen passes kind of let your athletes be athletes. And it's going to be very vanilla for sure. But I think at the end of the day, you probably let your guys be guys. Like get Ethan Davis going, get Dylan Sampson in and out, see what else you got back at running back. And I think that way with a lot of the receivers too. If you really think you have 5 or 6 guys behind the 3 that you're going to start, let's see exactly what you have in a game against Chattanooga.
Yeah, and ideally this is very much a kind of get in, get out week for Tennessee. But yeah, you want you especially want to see the talent. You want to see who your kind of, I guess, quote unquote, go-to guys are. Interested to see exactly how they use each wide receiver, and I think you can do that without, quote unquote, showing your hand. Because that's every college, especially in week 1, and especially when they have an opponent in NC State in week 2. It's don't show too much of your hand. Don't show too much of what you have. Thursday night, you mentioned NC State playing Western Carolina. That's going to be the same thing. So just let your athletes be athletes. If you have to throw them in screens to do it, do that. Get them the football.
Yeah. Move the football, be effective. Don't have a ton of negative plays. Monty said on here our defensive front is going to dominate. I got to think they do. I mean, they have literally 3 full teams on that defensive front that is probably going to get a lot of playing time this year. So I think they should be fresh. I think going into the season, I think you like what you have at your defensive line. They're experienced, they're talented. Kind of same thing with the offensive line. Now, they don't have as much depth as a defensive front, but you like what you have there. And so I think going into it, this is the best roster Tennessee's had under Josh Heupel, and I don't really think it's close.
Sure. Obviously, there can still be some improved depth overall, but yeah, I think when you look at his 3 years so far here, yeah, it's absolutely probably his best roster.
Yeah,
absolutely, and probably don't go together. It's absolutely his best roster.
Yeah, Chattanooga, you're just next on the list. Sorry about that, but you are.
Hey, do your job, collect your paycheck. Don't be Austin Peay. Yeah, your job is
or
not
Akron.
Akron, yes, Akron was very annoying and just, which I guess someone did get ejected against Akron, but that was a whole nother level of stupidity that I don't even know if it was Akron's fault.
Yeah,
that was the last time you saw good old Jimmy Callaway ever again.
Dang, was that Akron?
Was it not? Am I crazy?
Akron is. Were they not the people who hurt Brew McCoy? Is that Akron?
No, they hurt Cedric Tillman.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was Akron. I guess that was Jimmy Callaway.
And he comes in late third, maybe fourth quarter, and throws a punch. And I turned to you and I said, well, won't ever see him again. You don't get to do that and get awarded playing time. You're fighting for a spot. And sure enough, never again.
Bruce was against South Carolina, so he played some of that season.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
Akron's a team that kept going for like Hendon's knees, like when they were doing the read option or the speed option,
which I stand by. I'm sorry to just like dog Josh Heupel in a year that he was incredible, but why are we running? We didn't run the speed option ever again. Why are we putting our quarterback in harm's way?
Yeah, especially.
And then you have him throwing short routes to Cedric Tillman when I could have told you, everyone could have told you, Hendon throws those short routes high. That's his miss on those. Why are you giving your wide receiver an opportunity to go up in the air when you have a team doing that?
Yeah.
Run the dang ball.
For real. Yeah, don't be Akron. Just accept that Knoxville is a lot better city than Chattanooga, and like you said, get your paycheck and head on out. Hour and a half down the road.
Yeah, we listen. You guys come here to fund your athletic program, and that's great and wonderful. Get invited back is the most important feature of this game.
There you go. Yeah, don't ruin your welcome.
Yep, getting invited back. I'm not a fan of these games, but if they have to happen, let's do them the right way.
Yeah, I agree with that. So
Chattanooga had a better season last year than I realized. Also, they beat Austin Peay. Shout out Chattanooga. They made it to the second round of the playoffs.
I was about to say, weren't they like the second in their conference?
Probably so, yeah. Looks like maybe to Furman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty decent team, FCS, but again, you're here to do your job.
I'm interested to dig. Yeah, I'm interested to dig into this season and find out if there's guys that have left for the I'm going to be honest, and if anybody has already dove into UTC, tip of the cap to them. I don't care enough, but interested to look at the roster, see if they're losing people to the portal. Because, I mean, truthfully, if you're an FCS team, you kind of want to lose people to the portal every year because hopefully that means they're good enough that better teams are trying to poach them from you.
Yeah.
Obviously, you'd like to hang on to your talent, but you'd also just like that talent there in the first place.
Yeah, you get to enjoy them a little bit. Nothing wrong with that.
You try to find the next guy. That'll do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're the new last chance you. Just embrace it.
You know what? I think old Slapdick's looking for a job. Still, Jason.
Oh, yeah.
Hire
Jason
him. Hire him.
Buddy Stevens, he's still looking for a job?
I don't think he ever got fired.
Is he still there?
I think he's probably still at East Mississippi.
Well,
it's interesting. I actually heard him get brought up on a podcast. Do you ever listen to or run across his videos online of the guy that coached? He coached many years at Alabama. McCroskey, I think's his name. He does a podcast.
I don't think so.
He does some interesting ones. He has some funny Saban stories, Kiffin stories, Hugh Freeze stories. I think maybe not. I'm not here to coach with Hugh Freeze. Malzahn. I think he coached with Malzahn at Arkansas State. Okay. And he talks about his relationship with Buddy Stevens and how just much he respected him. It's pretty interesting.
Really?
That's well, I think to a degree, but I think also Buddy was a good enough coach, and then also sounds like he was straight with coaches like this guy can't play there, or in the SEC this guy can't, and also would let them know the off the field stuff that like was honest about that. So I think that gets you respect.
Okay, yeah, that helps.
So it makes sense to me.
Well, it does nothing for your program if you have some talent and they go somewhere else and they screw up again. It doesn't really do anything for you.
They're not going to trust your word. So you have to be honest.
Yeah.
I'll have to send you some. If the next time I run across one, I'll have to send it to you.
Do some predictions.
Wait, we're going to predict the Tennessee game right now?
No, I'm talking about season.
Oh, okay.
Season prediction.
I was like, good Lord.
Yeah.
I was like, I know you're excited, dude. We got one more show though. We gotta talk about the game.
Without looking at anything, what is your score prediction? Monty said 49-10. I mean, I think I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. You kidding me? If you aren't, I'd just point you to that UMass game a few years ago or Ohio, or I think there was a Western Carolina game in there that was not fun to be a part of. And if we really got to dig deep, we'll talk about Georgia State a little bit if we need to.
Yeah. Yeah, let's not. But yeah, I'll take that. I would be interested to see when Chattanooga scored that touchdown because they go up 7-0. I'm gonna be livid.
I feel like that's happened in a lot of games though that Tennessee's done better in.
Well, I mean, usually they're really good in the first quarter. They usually get out to a hot start. Yeah, they might go down 7-0, but they're gonna go right back down and tie it.
I'm not talking historic. I'm not talking about Josh Heupel necessarily, just Tennessee historically. It feels like if that lesser team scores early, it almost gets them going or something. It's like, yeah, okay, we are in a football game.
Yeah. A little kick in the nuts.
Yeah. No, I'm not rooting for UTC to score early, but I don't think it'd be the worst thing if they did.
Yeah. Maybe it's like a little punch in the jaw, just get the blood flowing a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, season prediction real quick. I think we've done a few of these, and I don't know if my prediction has changed. I think right now I feel confident in saying Tennessee is going 9-3.
I'm going 9-3 as well, and just outside the playoffs.
Okay.
13, 14.
See, I also think it. Like just outside, I think you have a shot to get in. Now
it depends on it depends on the other team's records and schedules. 100%.
Yeah. Like I think Tennessee probably plays 2 bad games, and one is probably to Georgia just because I think they're better than you on paper, and then I think it's a game on the road, which I just feel like that Oklahoma game is just with Josh Heupel going back there and them the first game in the SEC. I just think there's so much. It kind of lines up for Oklahoma. I don't know if that's just BVS of me to say that, but that just feels like the one game that they could play like bad on the road like they did against Missouri. Now, I don't think Oklahoma's a bad team, and I'll take that loss. I think if you play okay, but I don't think that loss can come from Arkansas.
Sure.
Or I guess Vanderbilt would be the only other road SEC game.
Yeah, sure.
Well, Georgia, but I already counted that as a loss.
I would like to note as well, because we look back at last year to try to figure out if 9-3 got you in. If you look back all the way at 2022, at least one 9-3 team would have gotten in.
And that's with the 11, right? Because
that's with the 11. Because
okay.
11 and 12 are LSU and Utah, and both 9-3.
Okay.
And they are. That is no non-power 5 in the top 12. Your non-power 5 would have been Tulane at 10-2.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, did they win their? Yes, they did win their conference championship. So yes. So when the final ranking after championship week, which is what I really should look at. Sorry. That changed it because Kansas State got to a 10-win. Kansas State would have gotten in as a conference champion.
So you have to go 10-2. Is that what you're saying?
Well, conference championship games make it interesting because Washington State moved up after losing their conference, or Washington, moved up after losing their conference championship game. No, sorry, they moved down. LSU lost that LSU played in the SEC title game. Whereas if that was any other year, they wouldn't have even played that game. It would have been, yeah, they would have, because they beat Alabama. It actually probably would have been us in Georgia at 10-2. And versus Georgia 12-0. So depends. It's hard to exactly gauge it because Kansas State won their conference, so they're automatic. They're actually a top 4 seed in that scenario.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Tracy said y'all are depressing today. Coach ain't settling for 9-3. I mean, I understand that, but like realistically,
well, I mean, Coach probably isn't settling for 10-2, 11-1. So, to be fair, listen, what we're doing right now is something called playoff math, and you're sitting here and trying to figure out, can you get into the playoffs with what you imagine is the best season you can have? I don't think 9-3 is the best season you can have. 10-2, 11-1, I think are very much in play. 12-0 is holy. Sell everything off. The world's about to end in my mind. So I'm doing playoff math right now. If you go 8-4, you're out. 9-3, you're probably out. But is there a way you could get in? Let's dig in and find out.
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to be that Cinderella team in this playoff.
We want to be the 12th team in, final team.
I want to be. It's kind of hard to like have your cake and eat it too. I want to have a home playoff game, but also be a Cinderella team. I don't know if that is physically possible, but if somehow we can make that happen, that would be best case scenario.
Sure.
Well, I don't know if best case scenario. I guess best case is you just run the table and kind of like Tennessee baseball, and you just keep winning and keep winning. They're like, oh, they can't do it. 1999 was the last number 1 overall seed to do it. It won't happen. It happened. So now we are addicted to winning national championships. I think I'm talking to myself in 10-2 real quick.
100%.
College football is officially here when you're talking yourself in every single game.
Yeah. And sorry, I said Washington lost their title game. They didn't play in it. I was mistaken. See, I mean, the schedules are gonna play a huge part in this.
Yeah, for sure. I think Missouri having as easy schedule as they have, I think that helps them. I'm not sure exactly what Oklahoma's looks like, but I mean, I don't know how many teams are playing Georgia and Alabama on their schedule. So
what I'm looking at, for example, let's see. So Kansas State beat TCU in the Big 12 championship that year. So that's an oddball. That's rarely are you going to see a 10-2 team beat a 12-1 team, I'd imagine, or 12-0 team, I'd imagine. So conference championships are gonna bump some people out, I think.
Yeah.
It did in 2022. It wouldn't have bumped anybody out.
So yeah, I guess my question would be like,
it did bump LSU out. See, for example, LSU had to go play Georgia that year, and it did bump. If they had not played in the title game, they would have had a chance to stay in.
Yeah, I guess that's my thing is like, I mean, Georgia last year, I mean, they were in the thing. If
they shouldn't have played. They should have protested.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm good. Tie.
We're all have COVID. We'll be good in 3 weeks, but we've got COVID tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That makes it a little the playoffs even more fun. I think is that there's gonna be teams at home on championship weekend that will have a shot to play if the right team loses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see kind of how everything plays out. I think if you're Tennessee, you absolutely want to win NC State for sure. But that Oklahoma game like that might be the biggest game on the schedule. Because if you go win that game, I mean, you're kind of – and let's say you're undefeated going into the third Saturday in October against Alabama, like you're in the driver's seat.
Sure.
You can lose 2 of your next 6 games and get into the college football playoff.
Right. And that's another kind of interesting part of Tennessee's this is for any SEC team too. This in Tennessee is it's going to be harder to get into the college football playoff with just 9 wins as an SEC team because you won't get that opportunity to win on championship week. Whereas other leagues, probably not the Big Ten, not one of those, I wouldn't think. But the Big 12 and the ACC, that second place team could very well be 9-3. And they could go win conference championship weekend and play into the playoff with 10 wins. Because a 10-3 team is going to get in over the 9-3 team every time.
Yeah,
they have to because they'd be conference champions. They would have to get in.
I'm just thinking a 2-loss SEC
doesn't matter.
Team they're probably not playing in Atlanta.
A 2-loss SEC team?
Yeah.
It depends on the league though that year. A 2-loss SEC team would have been playing in Atlanta in 2022 because it's the top 2 teams.
Right. Yeah, I just think like Alabama could go 11-1, Georgia go 12. I just see that scenario happen, or Texas go 11-1. I just see that scenario happening more than I see a 2-loss team getting into the SEC championship.
Sure, not, but more than likely it's gonna be the 1 loss or no loss. Sure, what I'm saying is that is where the SEC plays himself out of the playoff in scenarios because those 9-3 teams, 10-2, you're in. You could lose it, doesn't matter. You're probably in. But if you're 9-3 and you're an ACC team or a Big 12 team, I don't think it'll happen in the Big 10 either. A 9-3 team playing in the championship, I think then you have a chance to play into it. If you win, you're automatically in. Gotcha. The SEC won't get that opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen as many as like 5 SEC teams, and I haven't looked at all those schedules to see if it could actually happen like that. But
there could be scenarios where a 9-3 regular season team wins a championship and robs that spot, because that 11-1, 12-0 team that just lost in the championship is still going. They're just not going as an auto bid.
Yeah.
They're not going as a top 4 seed, which is even funnier that those teams can go. I think they should just be auto bids. I don't like that they get the bye.
If you're a conference champion,
Yeah.
is that what you're saying? Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, like
That should be for the best 4 teams.
right, because what's the college football playoff?
Which is often
rankings?
The conference champions, but not always.
Yeah.
They also just announced the tiebreakers this past week.
I saw that. I love number.
It's got to get down to a coin flip. It's got to.
A
Or
random
a drawing,
team
not a coin flip.
A
sorry.
random team is selected. Yeah.
By drawing. Greg Sankey's not just thinking of one in his head.
Right.
Although that would be kind of awesome. Instead of random drawing, it should be guess the number behind the commissioner's back.
Yes. Or whoever draws the short straw is out.
Yep. It would always be Saban. I like that he gave himself such a hard time on game day. I don't know. You were driving, so did you watch any of it?
I did not get to see that. No.
He was just talking about how he has spent his entire career yelling at reporters for speculating and hypotheticals, and now here he is doing hypotheticals and speculating. He also said something interesting. I have yet to go back and watch it. Maybe if you can get off on a tangent on your own, I can go back and pull it up. He said, I think he meant to say he was going to chew someone out, but I think he used another word for chew.
Like screw?
No, like you do this. Chewing is an activity to this. He wasn't going to chew him out, but he was going to synonym for chew.
Munch?
If I'm chewing something, you're getting there. That is a synonym. You're right.
I don't know.
He used out, but he used another word in place of chew.
Oh, I don't know.
Instead of chewing them out, he was gonna them out.
Spit
When
them
you get
out?
done chewing, what do you?
Oh, you swallow them out?
You're getting there. All those. Once you chew and swallow, you're doing what? What are you? I hate that I'm having to walk you there.
You shit them out?
Dylan's got it. Look at your phone, brother.
Oh, you eat them out. Oh my god!
I think he said that. I was kind of like, kind of watching it when it was said. Yeah, I was thinking, am I the only one that heard that? Because no one else said a word about it. So maybe I misheard.
Was he talking about
I believe it was a
certain
reporter.
gender?
No,
Can we
nope.
get that information?
Nope, was not doing that. He, I think it was very unintentional.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was Danny Cannell, wasn't
Danny Cannell would love that.
it?
I'm just kidding. He probably hates him on the same along the same lines that he hates
Just the SEC in general.
Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah, Kirk Herbstreit looking like handsome Squidward is rough.
Oh, I didn't catch that. What was that one?
He's had so much plastic surgery done.
Oh.
I'm like, dude, like you're glowing. Like you don't even look real. It's not even skin anymore.
I feel like for me that's everyone that has that level of plastic surgery.
Also, like I would love whoever. I don't know if you watched the whole thing, but Desmond Howard, did he give any insight whatsoever other than
No,
what
but I
happened?
kind of like it. He kind of rocks in that regard. He's just there to laugh at Pat McAfee.
Oh yeah, yeah. He doesn't
And I
do
really-
anything else.
I really like it. I think I used to not like Desmond Howard, but now that he just kind of points and laughs at Pat, I really like him.
He just that's your role. Know your
Yeah.
role.
I think a lot of the things Pat McAfee says, Desmond Howard would love to say and participate in, but he can't because he's not Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
And so he just now gets to point and laugh. And for that, I really appreciate him.
Huge Desmond fans now.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like,
Of course.
before Pat was on there, I was like, dude, this guy's a puppet. Like, he doesn't say anything. I mean, poor Lee Corso, he can barely talk, but he gives me more insight than Desmond Howard did.
I also like that they Kirk Herbstreit gets this rap for shilling for the college football playoff, and then I loved that he had to explain the new setup, and so it was essentially just sound like a segment of Kirk Herbstreit shilling for the college football playoff again.
Okay.
I was like, man, they just have they're just out of touch. You couldn't have anybody else on set read through that. You're telling me Chris couldn't read through that? That's pretty much Chris's job, and you selected Kirk to do it.
That's awesome.
I'm never gonna be able to find this, but I'm gonna have to. I need captions. There we go.
For Nick Saban? This is him?
Yeah. See if he said that, because I'm pretty sure he did. Nick Saban's gonna be great on College Game Day, by the way.
Is he on the whole time?
I don't know if he was just there because, well, see, I mean, Lee Corso's not really on except for picks now. So I would imagine maybe he just won't do picks. They'll bump him out for that
Okay.
when Corso's back. I don't know. I don't know how they'll do it. I mean, he was on the whole show, I'm pretty sure.
I think it would be pretty cool if, like, you go to break right before picks and, like, the straw hat, Lee Corso puts on the straw hat and sits in Nick Saban's seat.
He's just Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it. Everyone else except for Seamus picked Florida State, by the way.
Oh, Seamus was the pick?
Yeah.
Saw Seamus in Nashville randomly,
Did you really?
like a year ago. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I was there on a work trip, and I was staying right next to Broadway. So I was like, I'll walk down. Saw Seamus,
Okay. Interesting.
and like he's a very like distinct figure. Like, and you're not gonna not know it's Seamus or not. It was definitely him.
Sure. Also
So,
didn't
large redhead guy.
Also didn't realize this was College Game Day's first international. What have they done week 0 every other week or every other year?
I don't know. Do they usually have like a decent game, don't they? For like,
But
like
last year, I know week 0 or 2 years ago, was that when Nebraska Northwestern 2 years ago? Who else was on that week?
I don't know. Probably some random neutral side that no one.
See, I feel like week 0 they don't normally do those. Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Nor do I honestly care. I was just shocked to learn that was their first international because there's been so many games in Ireland lately.
So gun to head, 9-3, 10-2.
9-3.
Okay. I think I'm going the same, but
If we win in Norman, the only obstacle is Athens. Tracy, I mean, I don't think Alabama's still an obstacle. The only,
yeah. Well, I mean,
but
like there
gets
are some like
you're not wrong that it gets easier if you win in Norman.
yeah. There we do have a question kind of about this. All everything asked. Well, let me pull that up real quick. He said, biggest trap game of the football season. What would it take for Tony V to leave UT at this point? So we'll get to baseball here in a second.
A lot of money.
Yeah. Biggest trap game of the football season. I mean, it's got to be Arkansas, right?
Probably because Arkansas is on the road. I would say Florida's got to be up there, but it is a home game, so that helps.
Mississippi State, could that, because it's homecoming, could that be one?
I just feel like it's so back-ended in your schedule. Like that one's okay. Florida and Arkansas are right there in the meat of it. where you've got a lot of
Joey said
stuff.
NC State, so
Okay, interesting. I mean, you can come on and explain because I'm interested to hear it.
yeah, I think with or Mississippi State just being like sandwiched in Kentucky and Georgia, I feel like that could get
trappy.
Yeah. But good God, you should beat them.
Sure.
It might be Chattanooga. Who knows?
Chattanooga, the trap game of the century for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Arkansas game is kind of like sandwiched in between Oklahoma and Florida. But good God, we're going to that one. Please don't let it be a trap game.
Yeah, I mean, I think Florida just scares me because of the history more than anything else. Nothing to do with these two teams, just the history of Tennessee. Yeah.
Well, they watched Florida State and they're like, "Oh, our schedule isn't as bad as we thought." Looking at how Florida State played.
Well, that's what's like crazy about that is you're going. You were talking about like they're busted, and a lot of people always had Florida State finishing higher than what they would now, but they're still very much in the playoff hunt. And they just lost the first game of the regular season in ugly fashion. And I don't think they will be anywhere near the playoff conversation come November. But because of the 12-team playoff, they are in the hunt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they still play Memphis, which is going to be a big game. They Clemson, Miami, North Carolina, Notre Dame, and Florida. So,
right,
that was a game you probably really wanted to win.
You kind of needed it just to get everything out in front of you, but it's not impossible to get there. This route, you made it harder on yourself for sure.
Ethan does bring up a good point. We do have a bye week before Arkansas, so hopefully that we can avoid the trap game with that being a bye week. We have 2 weeks to focus on that trap game, so I think we're good.
LSU 2022 was bye week prior, correct?
Okay. So we feel good about it.
All right. NC State it is. Good call, Joey.
And he got his tickets.
Yeah. Guys, I don't know if you saw, but Danny White listened.
He got Joey his tickets. He was a little nervous. I mean, it was a huge threat on Thursday of what we're going to do if Joey didn't get tickets. So
I found this Nick Saban clip, by the way. Hold on. Let me get all the way up to it and we'll play it.
Okay.
Come on. We'll get there eventually. He does say a version of what I was saying. Yes.
Okay.
And I don't think it's the right way to say it. Here you go. Can you hear that okay?
Yeah.
Tennessee. I mean, and it's going to be crazy. How much do you love that, huh? Making the predictions. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? This is the ultimate hypothetical situation. And Matt Garrett and Jonathan Wiley, if you were in a press conference right now, you would be getting 8 out right now. Big red behind the scenes.
Desmond loved it.
He was waiting for Pat to do a oh gosh, what was it at the Rose Bowl? Lank. He was waiting for Pat to pull one of those.
Yeah, Desmond absolutely loves somebody getting 8 out.
Gosh. When I heard that, I was thinking, no way I'm the only person that did. But yeah, I guess I was, because no one else said anything about that.
I'm also really glad that you kind of explained Desmond Howard to me that way, because now I'm going to have a different kind of appreciation for the guy.
Yeah, he's that friend that just laughs at everything.
Now I'm going to hear it every time somebody says something like that.
Pretty much when Pat starts talking, Desmond starts giggling.
He knows it's coming.
Yeah, he's just waiting, sitting on it. Gosh.
That's awesome. Yeah, Joey got his tickets. All is well. We didn't have to go, I don't know, 0 dark 30 and try to get Danny White and, force him to give tickets out to people that deserve it. Joey's going, so all is well. Hopefully he continues that for the rest of the season and gets them for Florida and Alabama and all the other games. We had another question up here. Let me go ahead and get that. What's your Mount Rushmore of quarterback to wide receiver connections? Ronnie Phelps asked. I'll go first. Martin to Price, Bray to Patterson, Hooker to Hyatt, Nico to White, calling it early.
Oh, man. Martin, what did he say?
Martin to Price.
Yeah, I was about to say the T. Martin Peerless Price connection that I watched on DVD a lot growing up.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably got to be my number one. Did he mention Manning to Wayne? Or we're talking just Tennessee? Okay. I thought you just meant of all time.
I guess he's talking about Tennessee. Manning to Kent or Nash?
Yeah.
Way up there. I mean, Dobbs to Jennings has to be just for that one play.
True. Yeah.
I
like
Hooker to Hyatt, that's got to be one.
Hooker to Hyatt's a good one, but just call wise, it's you said Mount Rushmore. It's a pretty solid Mount Rushmore, and I mean your number one spot on. It's got to be Martin to Price.
Yeah. Brady Patterson's a big one, but I feel like you could put Justin Hunter and Bray too.
Yeah, you probably go Patterson just because.
Yeah, you could go JG to a Kentucky DB.
Where's my board at? I don't even know. Yeah, that's a significant one for sure. I love this. I don't know if you saw this comment. Arkansas fans saying Sam Pittman's being fired by week 5. I don't think Arkansas is that big of a trap game either for that reason. I will say, I think Billy Napier gets fired before Sam Pittman.
Wouldn't week 5 be the Tennessee game? So if that's true, then I'm all in on getting coaches fired. I think that's awesome.
Have we fired any football coaches lately?
It's
really just Tony Vitello kind of carrying that one, isn't it? Well, yeah, he's really just retiring them. He's sending the legends out on a high note.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Most people want to go out on top. Tony Vitello make sure that doesn't happen. So, but yeah, I like being the final nail in the coffin. I don't know if I've ever really done it before, but I think I'm all in on it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Recently, we've done really good at getting Tennessee coaches fired.
Yeah.
Been really successful in that department.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much the other way around, I don't think.
Yeah, I think most of the time, like it's later.
When did Missouri guy get fired? Barry Odom. Was that at the end of the season? I think it was.
I think it was too. Most of them are at the end of the season.
Not in our world.
No. Not if you're a defensive line coach, even though.
Need the full story still. Need the full story.
Yep. We need to reach out to Jimmy Brumbaugh and just be like, hey,
what's he up to nowadays?
I don't know. I was thinking the same thing. What's Butch Jones doing now?
Still trying to keep the rat poison out of
because he got fired
out of Arkansas State. No, did he?
I thought
if he did, that's news to me.
I guess he's still there. I just assumed with the year that they had, he got fired.
Jimmy Brumball's at Coastal Carolina.
Okay. What's
He was at Auburn in 2022. So that's interesting.
Butch Jones still the head coach.
Yeah, I figured. The last thing I really heard from Butch Jones is that time that he mentioned. He didn't say Tennessee fans, but he mentioned people on Twitter that aren't a part of the fan base. And he said he doesn't see it, but he knows it's being said, which is all time.
I'm looking at Arkansas State's bio of Butch Jones, and like the second paragraph says
Most followed coach on Twitter.
No, it doesn't say that. It says 27 NFL draft picks, including all-pro selections: Alvin Kamara, Travis Kelce, Nick Bellore, and Antonio Brown.
Okay, I love Alvin Kamara. I feel like Travis Kelce should get that one over Alvin Kamara.
Yeah. Are you talking about just first?
Yeah, I think he should be listed first. I think that's bad editing on their side. JJ Watt wasn't mentioned?
No.
Interesting.
No.
And he mentioned Travis, but didn't mention Jason.
Correct.
Need to send this over to their pod, have them break that down.
Mm-hmm.
Because he also kicked Travis off the team, and Jason had to beg for him to let Travis back on the team. And Butch is taking credit for it. That's pretty crazy, if you ask me.
Also, if you'd like his number, it's 870-972-2082.
Don't call that poor assistant. She has to put up with Butch Jones crap all day. Don't make her put up with your crap. Don't do that. Gosh.
All right,
Poor,
we got some
poor girl.
Poor girl. Yeah. I mean, not only does she have to live in Arkansas, but then she has to.
And she's probably just like a grad assistant at that level. They aren't everybody full time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does Catholic have any ESPN games this year?
I don't know.
It'd be awesome. So you could see Butch and Barbara Jones' family scoreboard one more time.
God.
We need to raise some money for Catholic to get that taken off.
Yeah, I'd like to raise a lot of money for changes of names around here.
Oh. Gotcha. That one doesn't even take money being raised, apparently. Just call a guy.
Yeah.
Just say it.
Yeah, I'll just be like, hey,
The community wants this.
Yeah. Sold. All right, let's get into some recruiting real quick.
Before we do that, got some good friends to tell you about. It's Grade A Grounds. Grade A Grounds is a local coffee roasting company based in Kingsport, Tennessee, owned and operated by two educators. Obviously, being educators, if you know educators, they love their coffee. They make some great coffee. They also love their community. They love supporting their community. They do that by giving back 5% of all their sales to a nonprofit organization that supports students all over the Tri-Cities called Coalition for Kids. That money goes directly towards keeping a classroom at Coalition for Kids stocked with the necessary supplies needed for students. They're also doing a give back with their gold medal blend to support Special Olympics of Greater Knoxville right now. Gold medal blend's awesome. It is my second favorite behind B is for Blueberry, which is an all-time great. We'll see where it stands. I may have to do a little test here with the Volsicle coming out here soon. Make sure you guys go check out Grade A Grounds right now at gradeagrounds.com. Use promo code GOVOLS, capital G, capital V, GOVOLS for 10% off today. That's gradeagrounds.com. Shout out to Grade A Grounds. Appreciate them. Appreciate the morning boost I get every morning. You get one too. We should have some at the tailgates this year. So make sure you can have a little taste test before you buy if you'd like.
Yeah, do it. Hey, tomorrow's going to be a huge day. You know why?
Tell me.
Depth chart. Getting really
A lot of wars.
A
lot of wars. Sandra Bullock would go crazy for all the wars.
Yeah, she would house them all up. Yeah, looking at recruiting, Tennessee landed another recruit. This is just like an ongoing thing, I guess. Every show we have another one. 4-star cornerback commit, Onis Cannonbanny from Heathwood Hall School in Columbia, South Carolina, originally from London, England. Also lived in France, so speaks French. Also pretty good soccer player. 6'1", 175 pounds. Picked Tennessee over Florida State. And is listed as the number 4 player in the state of South Carolina, number 33 cornerback. Yeah, just a big get. I think they really like his speed and like his athleticism and kind of versatile in the secondary, kind of raw, I guess. Hasn't played a ton of football, but has all the tools and intangibles to be a really good athlete and somebody that you could see play nickel, play safety. Just a number of roles in that secondary that they like to recruit guys to be able to play a bunch of them. So, Tennessee lands another one. I think top 6, top 5 class right now is kind of what you're sitting at with 24 commits. I think the big thing with this whole recruiting schedule now is like most people commit before the season actually starts, and I'm sure the coaches love it. Hey, we can just go play ball.
Yeah.
Like you got most of your class already intact. Obviously, like the big thing now is keeping them and winning football games, and so the huge focus should just be on that.
Absolutely. And I'm sure everyone's looked at the updated team rankings, by the way, I like where we're at with 2025.
Yeah.
Got to win football games. I mean, like we say that every year, got to win football games. Do what you're doing. Keep selling the vision. Sure. Go win football games. I think you finish and you're happy where you're at.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, the only real key position left is you'd probably like to add another running back. And we'll see kind of what they do at that position. I'm sure once the season kind of starts, things get rolling, there'll be some more names kind of out there, and I'm sure there'll be some visits along the way. But, yeah, the main thing right now is keep your guys, and the way you do that is winning football games. So, more steam.
Please, I need it. We got to keep getting – I can't do a roller coaster.
Yeah, the whole Jeremy Pruitt, when he went nuts in the summer and landed all those 5 stars and then they all decommitted, that wasn't fun. So
Right.
Got to keep them. Speaking of, I know earlier we were talking about Tony Vitello. Dude, $3 million. You win a national championship, let's go ahead and double that salary, Hoss. And Danny White did exactly that. I mean, we mentioned it was the first team to win as the number 1 overall seed since 1999, the first Tennessee championship in any sport since 2009. So I mean, you had to make him the highest paid coach in college baseball, and let's just make it an even $3 million. I know Tim Corbin's making $2.45 million. Let's go ahead and make it an even 3. And I'm sure all those other SEC coaches are just like, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jim Schlossnagle is like, hey, buddy, get my name out to these other parties.
Mm-hmm.
I will take a pay boost, please.
Yeah. No allegiance.
No, he might be back at A&M next season.
Yeah, they just have to be in Texas. So, I mean, Baylor's open, Texas Tech. There's a number of places in Texas he can go. So, yeah, I think the third highest was Jay Johnson, 1.8 or 1.79.
Wow.
So, yeah, $3 million is what it'll get paid annually. 5-year extension. And somebody said, what would it take for Tony Vitello to leave UT at this point?
At least 3.1. You got to think.
Yeah. I think if he left before June of 2025, he'd owe him $4 million. And I think it goes down from 1 every year after that. So,
and he'll get signed on to an extension well before that day, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, what he's doing is unreal at this rate, and it doesn't seem like it's going to slow down anytime soon. So, we kept the best coach. We paid the best coach, and let's go win another one. I mean, everything should be taken care of once you get that stadium built. I mean, it should be just a machine, just
Right.
SEC championship, national championship after the other.
Yep. Love to
And
see
so hopefully a lot more guys are in Tony B's DMs and be like, hey, I struck out Christian Moore this year.
it. Right. I want to know, because we know obviously there's been some assistants added. I guess what does that assistant pool look like if they gave him more money for that? What Danny White's spending. No wonder that they probably planned on getting the season ticket holders better gifts this year, and then they had to pay Tony V. And they're like, all we can do are these stickers. That's all we got for you.
Yeah, good God. I'd rather not even get that, honestly.
Whoever's idea that was, I'm serious, they should be fired.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Just don't give us anything. I don't need to see anything.
It's got to be a huge pool
Or
because
send that over to your 70-year-old plus
right.
season ticket holders.
I mean, Ross Kivitz leaving Houston, Texas to move back to Knoxville, and it's not
He
he already
already
has a house,
Yeah,
and then
so
he's
that's
buying one in
easy.
West Knoxville. So I mean, he's getting a ton of money.
When I clicked on that email, I was like, oh, cool. It'll be some Gildan t-shirt or something. But like, cool. That's nice. Whatever. Nope. Not even that. Not even that.
Yeah. I guess like you're.
Did you click on the email? Or did you just see the tweets?
No,
about
I
it?
didn't. I just saw the tweets.
Oh,
About it.
so you didn't even get the full on.
I don't get the email, so I only get
Oh,
what
okay.
my dad forwards me.
Gotcha.
Usually when it's something that needs done on the web, I don't know why I should change it to mine because love my dad, but him and technology just do not agree. And so anytime I like something needs to be done on there, like he forwards it to me and I go,
He should have forwarded that to you and been like, order these for me.
yeah. Right now he's at Camden Yards. He's on a
Oh, okay.
baseball tour right now. It's
Kind
kind
of
of cool.
see the youngsters play, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. He's going to the Orioles tonight. The last baseball game we went to was, I think, 2017 Major League Baseball game. 2017, we saw the Yankees in Tampa play, and Matt Holliday hit a home run for the Yankees, and he's getting to see Jackson Holliday tonight.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then the Nationals, he's going to see the Nationals and Yankees play on Monday. And Dylan Cruz will make his Major League debut that day.
All right. Dang.
So, yeah.
That is
he
quite the
picked
trip.
Picked a good week to go.
All right. Do we have any more questions?
No, we do not.
All right. Most important of the week.
Most important. I mean, I think college football just being back is
Oh.
most important.
This weekend rocked.
So much fun.
It rocked hard.
Also, did you get to see the Hoops for Hope?
I did. I saw the video you sent us as well. That looked like a great event. That was very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Steven had a blast. He got the team fired up. He was in one of like the promo videos, the men's account tweeted out. So yeah, he had fun. Apparently he made a basket. I mean, I love the man, but making baskets is not his strong suit. So.
I love that you're just hating on him right now. He's about to.
Dude, every
he's about
time
to,
I miss, he tells me I suck too. So
he went lank on you. He
Yeah.
let a naysayer know he did make that basket.
yeah. He took a picture with Felix Akpara and
I can't imagine what he said to him, being that tall.
oh yeah. That's hopefully somebody just told him just take a picture and don't say anything.
Well, I mean, it's not like he could understand him.
Yeah.
He doesn't speak fluent Steven yet. He will one day,
Yeah.
but not yet.
But I told my mom sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." She said, "Who is that?" I said, "That's Steven."
I was going to say, I hope you said that's Uncle Steve.
But he got to meet Coach Caldwell, and I think he
Good
took
for
a picture
him.
with Zakai as well. So yeah, he had a blast. So that's an awesome event, and the Lady Vols and the men's team just taking the time to do that and give back is awesome to see.
Absolutely. My first one is I just saw two. I'm sure more have done it, but Faison Brandon and David Sanders repping Tennessee.
Yeah,
on their helmets this season. I've never seen that before, but I've seen the gloves. Obviously,
is that a new thing now?
I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like it makes the whole commitment thing and decommit. You can't decommit from the school, right? And then you've been wearing their decal your entire senior year.
Yeah.
kind of trapped him in that one. So shout
It's
out to
all over
Josh
your
Heupel. That was his
highlight
idea.
Yeah. That's hey, maybe they're truly are committed.
Hey, it seems like it.
Man, as good as Florida State's kicker was, for them to lose on a last second field goal is tough.
Okay, but the swag to hit a 59-yard just monster dog punch.
Oh yeah.
And then in Ireland do the Conor McGregor celebration. That's some cojones. I mean, that dude's just I'm shocked he could kick it the rest of the day. His balls are just at his ankles.
I saw a TikTok today of Irish fans at a press conference for Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like Irish fans versus Jose Aldo, and a lot there was a little kid, and he was like, "Hey Jose," oh, dang it, that was Mexican, or that was bad. I can't do an Irish accent, I don't think. He was like, "Hey Jose, how long until you rip his head off?" And Conor McGregor went nuts, and then one guy sang a Winter Wonderland song to Jose Aldo. It was electric. Anything that Irish people say is just electric.
Yeah, the Irish accent is legendary.
Yeah, I'll have to send you the video of that because I was loving it. I don't have any more most important, I don't think.
No, I'll pass them. I'll punt the rest.
Oh, it is cool that Tennessee did offer Cooper Witten, son of Jason Witten, in his top 25 player in Texas, or top 25 player in the country, and one of the best players in the state of Texas in the 2027 class.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the Little League World Series? Florida win it.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that coach is insufferable, but him going nuts on the game tying RBI hit it kind of rocked.
Yeah.
He looked like he wanted to rip his shirt off really bad and was like, I'm here at a 12-year-old baseball game. I can't, but this is awesome.
Yeah, he was a little extra animated there.
It rocked. I'm just imagining a guy like that's probably a tough listen to.
Dude, losing that way, that sucks.
On that bunt, tough.
Second baseman got to cover first base. Caught him off guard.
Hey, I like that. I think the pitcher was the one who threw it. He didn't even look.
He was like, he had full faith that second baseman was going to be there, and he was nowhere to be found.
Love to
also love how all those games, the really good teams, in 2-1 or 1-0, their pitchers are that good.
Right. Well, they're all throwing freaking heat.
Yeah.
I think I saw that kid. Who was it yesterday? Shortstop. Threw a rocket to home to get a guy out. And they said
Yeah.
he's pitching and he's throwing like 80 miles an hour.
Good God.
It's unreal.
Fell a week.
Fail of the week.
I got the SMU Nevada cameraman. Or I don't even know if it's cameraman. Like it was just their camera angle.
It's camera lady.
Yeah. They had a long field goal to tie it in the second quarter. And the video is behind the goalpost on the opposite end.
They do the dumbest camera angles. Yeah.
Like you couldn't even see if it went in or not.
You mentioned the cameraman though, dude. Today, in that Baylor, the final drive for Baylor in that game, the cameraman followed a pump fake, came back to the quarterback, and while he was coming back to the quarterback, the ball got thrown, so you couldn't even see if it got caught or not.
Jesus,
it was tough. It was tough. Well, then there was, what game was it?
Were the cameras moving?
Yeah.
What
Not
was
just
that?
zooming in and out. Last night, or was that today too, in the Baylor game? They kick a field goal that I watched. However they had the camera set up, you couldn't see, the score bug was covering the line of scrimmage. So you couldn't see, it's week 0 for everybody, brother. You couldn't see the kick go off.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Baylor. Someone blocked a field goal, and you couldn't see it get blocked. The score bug was covering it because of where the camera was placed. Yep, it was tough.
I had another fail there. Did you see the Florida State? I think he was a freshman corner, just like standing there and watching Georgia Tech get off the bus.
Yeah, but apparently he was just waiting to get onto the field. That was the tunnel he had to go through.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
That's what Barrett Salee said, so I'm just taking his word for it.
Okay.
He wasn't, you see those videos of people standing there. So, and they're like trying to like be menacing.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing that, so I think.
Okay. Never
That was
mind. That's
fake?
not a fail anymore. It would be a fail if he was doing that to like, it'd also be funny if he'd never even played the game. I don't know if he did or not, but that would be hilarious if he didn't and did that.
I think he was like a third string.
Okay. Mental reps.
Yeah.
I think that's all I got.
That's it for me too. I do have I pulled up from a year ago from today is when we did the Carson Beck. All right, you're right. That's my B. It's probably because I'm lost in how good you look. Not trying to be weird. That one.
Which he's dating one of the twins, the Miami basketball player twins.
Oh.
I think maybe they're at TCU now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Lavender twins. I think he's dating one of those.
Good for him, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know why that popped up on my TikTok earlier, but it did. So, guys, go check out Autograph. Download the app today. Use referral code ISSUES. It's just everything that you already do. You listen to the podcast, read the articles from your favorite teams. So go ahead and do that. Also getting rewarded for that. They have exclusive rewards for the top fans. So go ahead and download that app. Use promo code ISSUES and get in on the action. Join that community and with fellow Vol fans or whoever else. It can be professional teams, college teams, whatever you do, guys, go ahead and join that community and have all of your podcasts and articles on that app as well. And then go check out our good friends at Roback, roback.com. Use promo code More Important Issues for 20% off your first purchase. Got the sticker right here. We thank them so much for just being a part of the show, and we love the new swag that they gave us in that care package. Looking forward to wearing the hoodie once it gets that time. A little too warm for it right now, but
Right.
maybe I'll turn all the fans on high in the house and just so I can wear it. But yeah, go ahead and check them out. Use promo code More Important Issues for 20% off your first purchase. All right. 6 days. Feels good. It's getting close. Got a lot of
Finally.
stuff to do, but we'll get it done. And we are bringing the boat in, and we out.